John Brooks.
Hi everyone. Oh, to have a magic wand. Pat Jones, if you could just flick it and erase one half of a quarter. First 7.5 minutes of the game, you play Kansas dead even. The rest of the way in a 24-14 loss on Saturday.
Well, it was, in some regards, John, I think probably about as well as we can play offensively against a pretty good Kansas defensive football team. Not great, but with the exception of fumbling down inside the 5, which we'll see, and sputtering just a little bit offensively. Another big day for Andre Richardson. And we had left a tight end home, and Mark Cheatwood, the receiver, got hurt the first series, so we were pretty banged up there. Let them have the one big play early on, which we'll see, and again, just close enough not to win the ball game.
Some ifs, ands, and buts again.
Quite a few.
Yeah, but an improvement offensively, some things maybe still to work on defensively.
Oh, again, it's still kind of piecemeal as far as that defensive unit, and shuffling guys in and out, and we know that. It battled around, I thought, as the game went on defensively. We fought pretty hard. Again, we've got some limitations, but we fought pretty hard, and it been a little bit of a struggle health-wise there.
Okay, we're going to look at the first half when we return. Memorial Stadium in Lawrence, Kansas on Saturday. Just under 60 degrees, winds kind of calm. Had a little bit of mist before the game, but things pretty clear at the kickoff.
Really good day for football. Yeah. This is a nice setting up there. It was homecoming. You can see looking down from the mountain. This has always been one of our favorite, my favorite places to go.
My favorite place,
we normally played pretty well and actually did today, but really I thought it was an excellent day for football. A little bit concerned about the footing when we went out, but they've got a good surface up there, and it was really no problem at all. We don't hit this kickoff real good, give them a little bit of a shot at their 12-yard line. Somebody's going to upend him pretty good right in here. We opened the ball game being fairly aggressive. Had a couple of blitz calls on right there. We miss a tackle here with Roy Johnson. They get him knocked out of bounds. Kevin Williams. Kevin Williams 5 is playing in there in place of Lewis Adams. Now we had another blitz on, and they hit it and picked up a couple of guys, and he hits air.
And Levine is gone.
And he's a good player. He's a tough guy and had a good afternoon. And here within 2 plays, they've now gone ahead of us 7-0. And we had gone in, John, thinking like that we could take a few chances with them and could give them some bad plays, which we do later on. Now we come back out and open with a nice drive. The first play, throw a little bootleg, and Derek Jones, who I thought probably might have played his best ball game as an Oklahoma State Cowboy, 5th-year senior from Palestine, Texas, really played well. You can see Joe Jefferson has ripped off a couple of runs, so we're moving the ball pretty convincingly down the field. That was a short yardage call that we picked up, and here again run another little bootleg, and Tony throws out there. Really nice catch here by Derek Jones, so we're on Kansas' side of the field. The same play again. We thought that throughout the course of the afternoon that our offensive linemen probably played as well as a group against somebody that was you consider a fairly good football team, maybe as we have all year long. David Thompson getting outside. Thompson did not statistically have as big a day as Andre, but you can see right here he still had some runs. Now, the downside of it is we do have a fumble down on the goal line. We maneuvered down in here. I think
the ball got away from him.
Yeah, it did. He tried to pull it, and it was a little bit wet. This is the 3rd down play right here, big play. Mark Cheatwood, one of our receivers, had gotten a hit pointer the first play of the game. Kind of came out, they wrapped him up, sent him back in. Tim McNeil, the true freshman from Dallas Bishop Dunn, 83, had that ball in his hands, and we couldn't hold on to it. We have to try to attempt a field goal. It didn't really hit it. You can see us blitzing there, and we're still missing a few tackles, which gets a little bit scary. But I thought as the ball game went on, they run this reverse and get us outside us. But I thought defensively, we continued to play harder as the ball game progressed. So Kansas again is maneuvering the ball back down in here. You can see Levine, who is a strong guy. They'll usually play about 4 tailbacks, and he's a pretty good player. A good play, Lorenzo Green. I thought they get a holding call. Lorenzo Green, who's playing with a hyperextended elbow, fought hard. A good hit by Roy Johnson. A nicely thrown ball. If they come back and run some play action again, throw it over on the sidelines. Good play, Jeroy there. We Eric Hobbs almost had this. Nice break by Jeroy Johnson. Good play. And almost had it. But I think some of our guys who were a little bit banged up across that front hung in there and battled pretty good. Now this kid comes in, it's a 48-yarder.
Yeah, you missed one. Yeah. He gets one, and there you got a nice little swing there.
Well,
not a nice swing,
right, but a swing. But wind was really never a factor. So we come back out, get a little bit off the kickoff return. Now we come back out and hit them. You can see the two fullbacks, Jefferson and Grenier, are making good yards. Turn around there, run the sweep. Here's Andre Richardson in here, makes a nice game. We statistically, which really doesn't mean anything, certainly other than it makes you feel a little bit better, made 8 first downs, I think, in the first quarter, which is quite a bit. We had quite a bit of total yardage. We had a long way to go, and Kansas did a pretty good job of not giving us up a big play. Well, it's a nice job here of Tony on the sprint out and knowing where the first down marker was and just jumping outside of, or jumping inside the thing and getting the first down. He's done a better job the last 2 weeks, I think, of doing this sort of thing and scrambling and making positive yards as opposed to throwing the ball into a crowd.
Exactly, not throwing it at the wrong time.
Right, his consistency level, this ball fluttered on him a little bit, but I thought really by and large, consistently, he played pretty good. They have a blitz on, and he threw the ball away. Did a nice job of it. So we come in and punt, try to pin him back in here. And I believe Ivy, with the exception of one punt, I think he had another good afternoon. Now, he does miss hit one that cost us a little bit. But so Kansas takes over back on their end of the field. We've got this played here pretty good. You can see defensively we're starting to swarm around pretty well, faking some blitzes. They come out here and throw this out route, and he almost gets away from Giroud over there, but hit it. Kansas is mixing the run and the pass. And we got pinned inside a little bit, and okay, there's Johnny Jones. Johnny's playing with a little bit of a banged-up shoulder here. All right, here's Levine jumping inside of us. Eric Hobbs, Link Harden. And those two big guards they've got in one of their tackles we really think are good offensive line. Preston goes the wrong way here. We get off down in here, and we're fixing to stop him here in a minute. Okay, he comes back. Ball is tipped. I think it was Javon Langford. I think Langford played well. All right, now we've got a 4-man rush going on. Here he gets outside. We've got pretty good coverage. Okay, James Elliott, number 40, he hurt his ankle a little bit. You could see him kind of jump up. Now he comes back in and plays, and we thought he probably had his best performance. He's becoming a little bit more comfortable at middle linebacker. He's still a little bit banged up, but Elliott had a good ball game. Very encouraging there. Okay, Joe Jefferson, the fullback, nothing much going here.
You thought you could run the fullback some?
Well, they're playing with there are some things they were doing on the corners with their ends that we thought gave us a chance to run that particular play with the fullbacks, and there was an adjustment that was going on that we thought kind of allowed us to break the fullback up on a draw play here. All right, this is big.
This is a penalty right
here.
Yeah,
they rough the kicker, and then we fumble the return. We get it, so we obviously refuse the roughing the kicker penalty. Now we've got it. It's 10-0 at this point. We've got the ball on their side of the field. Here's where we could really never generate anything at all. Try to come off and run David Thompson, and we can't get anything going. All right, now come back, run Plax, and they've got a little bit of a blitz going. We throw deep. Oh, you can see just right at Cheatwood's back in the ball game, hurting pretty good, but he's selling out, and they run a blitz, and we try to check and didn't do a good job of handling that. So now we've had an opportunity on their side of the field that we could not get anything out of. So Ivy comes in and punts them down. Okay, good job here. Mike Curtis, a center, kills it inside the 10. So now we come back. They give the ball off to Levine again, and he gets us outflanked right there. Runs over Johnny Jones. So they've got a little bit of got them some running room. Comes back out, runs a little bit of play action there. Hits it. This was a nice throw and catch. We had the thing covered about as well as we could. All right, he comes back off. All right, Jay Grosefield gets turned loose. Oh, Jay really started becoming a factor in this ball game. Stood out probably as much as he had at any point during the season. Jay is a third-year sophomore, pretty good football player. Okay, you can see we're bluffing a blitz, and we come out, and he's trying to go deep, and Langford hits him about the time that he threw. Johnny Jones got his hand on it. We had the thing covered. Okay, they come back out, try to run the shuffle pass. We've got it defended pretty well right in there. Let's get him down, which we do. Now we've forced a punt out of KU. So you can see, really, with the exception of the fumble punt, they're starting us out way back on our end of the field pretty good. And Kansas has really not ever, no telling what I'm saying to somebody there, Kansas has really not turned the ball over much all year long. They did twice in the fourth quarter against OU. Here's Andre Richardson breaking a pretty nice run. Turned over, I guess, really once against us, or twice against us, that punt and one from scrimmage. Andre ended up with, I think, 122 yards, and we'll see the long run later on. He's got that knee taped, and he favors that a little bit, but you can see he's running hard right here. So we're taking the ball with fairly poor field position and really banging it out pretty good. There's Andre again.
Really, Pat, if you look at your offense, field position first half, where you start, except for that one time when you didn't move it, some adversity where you give up some points, your offense came back off of bad situations and bounced back good all half.
Well, I think we did. And here's again, there's David Thompson getting down the sideline. You're right. I think, John, that this offensive unit, I will say this, and I think it's said for pretty much the whole football team, it has fought back pretty good. Now, we're getting stuffed right there. They blitzed and hit us in the head. But I think that I thought we really had a screen there and could not get it executed. Now we missed this field goal. He hit this one solid. Hit the first one. This was 48-yard that we just missed outside. So now it's halftime. We go in with Kansas head 10-0.
Yeah, there were a couple of minutes left. We don't see that, and we are going to see the second half, though. It's 10-0 at halftime, and we'll see what the Cowboys do in that second half when we return. Cowboys down 10-0 to Kansas at the halftime. Get a crack at the football first.
We had the choice to start the second half and obviously take the ball. Get a little bit of a return here with Andre. He hits a crack right up in there, and we get it out to about the 35-yard line. Okay, you can see come off with the draw play to Joe Jefferson. We had caught them in a little bit of an adjustment, which gave us a chance there. We stayed with it. Now we try to run the hand sweep, and they have it pretty well defended. So here he come back out and run that draw. Now they had the blitz on, and you could see one of them got a hold of Joe. All right, Tony comes out on the sprint pass and throws the ball back in there. Okay, nice job, Mark Cheatwood. Okay, it was actually, it looked like this is my fault here. It was 4th and about 2. You know, and I just it said, hey, let's go for it. And, you know, and the coaches, we agreed on the thing. It really was a little bit foolhardy. In all honesty, we're not good enough to do that. It should have just been a little bit more conservative and punted the ball down there in the field. So they come back now and they've got it and hit this pass. So you get over the top of Droy Johnson and hit that and get down in here. And here's Levine rambling down through us again. And get down the 5-yard line, so they're going to score. But yeah, I take credit for that. Like I say, it was no real future. He just kind of felt like wanted to roll the dice, and it's not really the thing to do with this particular club. They run the fullback, and he gets in and scores. So now it's 17-0 when we had moved the ball. And I guess our ability to move it up to that point probably gave us a feeling that we might have had a chance there on 4th and 2, but really couldn't do it. Now what's going to happen here is we're going to get back off down here and get right back in this baby. Okay. Here's Raphael, who hits a little bit of a crack, so we get back out in here and then go and run some play action right off the get, throw it out here, drop it. He hurt his hand a little bit in his defense later in the ball game. Now we run Andre, and okay, here's the long run. We run the give, and Andre, you can see he's dragging that one tape knee a little bit.
He doesn't get caught if he's well.
I won't think so. From the sideline, I thought he was in the end zone. Here it is again. You can see it. He just hits there. They had a blitz on, and we caught him. And again, so once he breaks a line of scrimmage, he hits there, and there he goes.
Right there's where he starts dragging.
Yeah, you can see his thing's fairly heavily taped, and he's got a little sleeve that he wears on it. And from the sideline, I thought he'd gotten in the end zone. It's the 5-yard line instead of the goal line. You couldn't tell anything. And we get down in there, try to run this option, and their kid, that end, really made a great play. We come back and try to throw this fade to big Alonzo Mays.
He got held up pretty good.
Yeah, he did. The guy jammed him, and he stumbled a little bit. Now we come back out, and David makes a pretty nice little cut, and there goes the ball, and they get it. We're down to the 1-yard line before. That's where it really gets frustrating for you. We break the play and get down to the 1. Now, okay, we come back, get the ball around midfield. Watch this.
Kansas couldn't move. You get it back, and on the first play,
we'll run a wheel route to Raphael Denson. Boy, nice throw, nice catch. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. So that's going to cut it to 17-7. And as well as we have moved the ball throughout, you really get the feeling that this is certainly very, very much of a ball game. Nice job of our coaches upstairs being able to pick on a coverage here, and Denson getting out there behind him, and nice job of Tony laying the ball up, and good job here.
I don't want to just run this to death, Pat, but off of adversity, your team came back all afternoon long, it seemed, and responded with something positive.
Well, and then this club has done this most of the year long. Boom, right there. Here it is again, James. Yeah, we get down there and don't score, which is kind of disheartening. You think, well, might deflate them. Well, defensively, you're right. Go back out there and stop them. Boom, first play, throw a 54-yard touchdown pass, and you're right in the ball game. Okay, he runs this little old naked and just fools everybody. Tight end gets loose, and we knock him out of bounds. So they're moving the ball a little bit themselves. I think I'm correct saying we had a blitz on right there, and we miss a couple of tackles. Come on, fellas, we got to be better than that.
This is Levine.
Oh yeah, this is
not Levine. It's Levine.
And this one then gets a call back. I mean, we got to do a better job attacking. We had a couple of fellas missing, and we got lucky right there. But I think I'm correct in saying that we had the longest pass and the longest run from scrimmage against KU this year. And they've got pretty good speed team. This is one right here. My goodness gracious.
Well, that's when you relive forever, because that's probably 6 if he picks it.
From the wide angle film, I mean, he catches it, you're just going to run, score. Quarterback's knocked down, and Langford's laying on top of him. And I think you got to be able to. I'm not faulting Kevin Williams. He's a heck of a youngster. But you got to make that play if you're going to beat somebody like this on any time. Good job, Andre Richardson. So those types of things obviously frustrate any coach. Now it's 17-7. We've got a heck of a chance. They run the option. Dealitt caught us in a little bit of a coverage that we couldn't defend it real well in, and hit a little crack. Okay, now we've got the blitz on, and Eric Hobbs comes out and pins him down.
And we're early in the fourth quarter. We skipped a couple of series here. We're early on a Kansas possession.
Okay, good job, Link Harden. Good job, Johnny Jones. Okay, now coming back here, they're going to, is this when he hits it's 3rd and 10 right there. They get inside Kevin Williams, number 5, and hit the post.
How much you miss Lewis
Adams?
Well,
we missed him quite a bit, and I don't want to, like I'm picking on Kevin Williams or anything, but Lewis Adams, the free safety, did not play. And yeah, we felt it somewhat. So now it's 24-7, but it's still really going to be very much a ballgame. Okay, they come back and run this reverse again, and we knock him out of bounds right in there. They ran it about 3 times, and when it first happened, it looked like they were going to get some. Okay, we run the blitz and hit them and fumble. Now we get the ball around midfield.
And this was with 11:55 left to play in the game.
Well, we thought come out. Nice job, Mark Cheatwood, who's back in there playing all banged up. And so we get back down here. We're going to score here. Nice job, Tony Jones, ducking up inside on the option. So this thing is really very much a ballgame. There was no point in it that we felt either we were out of it or they had a secure lead. Now, we knew we had an uphill battle, but this kind of stuff kept on happening. That's the way to explode through that hole, Andre Richardson. We're going to run a play and don't score, then we run it. There he is. He's in. Score. So now it's 24-14 and quite a bit of time left in the ball game.
Yeah, there was 8 minutes left. What we're going to do right here, Pat, after the extra point is defensively you hold Kansas on 2 series in the last 8 minutes, and we see your offense still playing very, very hard and having some chances.
Well, we get this quick out here. Sure we do. Defensively, I thought we swarmed around. They ate the flag, which was the right thing to do. Okay, good job, David Thompson. So we get off down in here, and with reception hit, they basically drop that one. Again,
Mark Cheatwood playing on a roster that is a little bit thin at receiver and hurting himself. Chris Lofton, you want to update us on him?
Well, it's a 4th down play right there. We tried to throw down. Chris Lofton, the receiver that we had lost against Nebraska, had surgery last week. They fused some vertebrae in his neck together. He's got that big halo contraption on his head. We'll have to wear it for several months. Is out of the hospital. You know, is doing okay. He's going to be in rehab. Will last a long time. This was a 4th down play that we came out here and stopped him. Now we're into the 2-minute drill. Kim McNeil, the freshman, again, nice catch. We actually get down in here and have another shot at the end zone later on. We come out and throw one. Okay, good job, Mark Cheatwood.
We're down now to 60 seconds to play.
Well, we're like I say, we're still kind of coming on here and doing things. We get an interference call. I believe it is right there. Okay. Roger Pfeiffer, one of the tight end, was in the ball game to get an interference call. So we're down there, and it's obviously a reach at this point. But if you can get something in and then onside kick, you're going to have a shot at the ball game. Nice job of Tony being able to avoid the rush and run and make a little something and get out of bounds, and ball game's over with. So, you know, Glen Mason, I think, has got a pretty good football team. I think they run pretty well and they're pretty tough. We just misfired just enough to keep us from really winning the ball game.
Our features around the corner. You're going to enjoy it when we return. It's simply called, these are the initials, ATRC, but as Tom Dorado explains in this week's feature, it's something that's going to affect all Oklahomans.
Oklahoma State's new $25 million Advanced Technology Research Center will provide a major link between the university and economic development for the state of Oklahoma. The 100,000 square foot center, to be located east of the Noble Center for Agriculture and Renewable Natural Resources, should be completed by 1997.
ATRC is an exciting project. I've been waiting for 30 years for this project. It's going to allow us to meet some of the advanced technology needs of young people that come here to study engineering, but also to help us strengthen partnerships with Oklahoma industry. Tom, we're delighted with the increasing quality of our students the last several years. The industry likewise is very delighted to see the graduates that are coming out today. They're the best we've ever had, and our Advanced Technology Research Center is going to be an important strategy in their education as we prepare them for a very dynamic and challenging world.
John, Dr. Carl Reed, actually before he was the Dean of the College of Engineering, and when NCAA rules would permit, used to go out with our coaches to talk to youngsters and their families that were interested in the College of Engineering, and now he has moved up to the Dean. And I assure you, if you could do that now, he still would. And they've always looked forward to coming in and chatting with the kids that visit our campus about the engineering school when they are here. A heck of a guy, an old friend of athletics, and this new venture they're getting into here is going to be very impressive.
It does sound exciting. It really does. It'll be exciting next Saturday. It's going to be a real adventure. An angered Buffalo as you go to Colorado for their homecoming.
Well, in all honesty, surprised with that score at Lincoln. Yeah, it'll be tough up there. We know it. We're going to kind of got to lick our wounds and go up there and play.
And we'll be back to show you all the highlights and some comments on the Pat Jones Show next week. Thanks for being with us.